y'all. What's up? It's your girl Shema Ladd, personal development, premarital life coach. I am at work, pediatric nursing tonight. But I want to talk to y'all about pretty girl problems. Pretty girl problems. Beautiful woman issues. Okay? I've been wanting to do a video like this probably over the last 2 years. But something about tonight just hit me. Because I have pretty girl problems. If y'all have pretty girl problems, type below if you have pretty girl problems. So let's start it like this. Okay. Beautiful women have always been around. And you can go back to the ancient days. Beautiful women in society as a whole have always been esteemed or looked at as desirable. The one you want to have, the one you want to be with. And even though men, and this, no pun intended, fellas, but we know, y'all been around a long time. Y'all were here before we were. So, but beautiful women problems. I can go down the list on and on and on. But even with men, though men cheat or they may feel like they gotta have, back then it was concubines. They all had a lot of concubines. You know, then it upgraded. You had your side piece. You got my side piece. You got your side pieces. You know, and today, you know, men still do that. They'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 females or women. But the beautiful woman, the most gorgeous woman, they normally label as their trophy. As their trophy, right? So some of the problems, beautiful women, I mean, everybody has problems. Don't get me wrong. There is not one person on this earth that don't have a problem. But this is for pretty girl problems. Beautiful women type problems. And you see me like, I look like, you know, I got on my little, you know, my zip-up sweater. You know, I got on a little beanie hat, you know, trying to keep my head warm because I got braids. And I don't feel like I'm looking the best, but it seems like somehow people can see through that. They can see through. I can dress ugly as I want to dress. I can make my hair nappy. I could just be looking crazy. And they're still going to see it. So, pretty girl problem 1. You can't be around other people, men, not too long, without another woman feeling some kind of way. Or, and this doesn't have nothing to do with the woman, or sometimes a man will disrespect his own woman. I've had that happen. They could be with their woman and they will stop there and stare and look. And some of them are bold enough to speak. Okay? You know, I dance a lot in the dance community. Women don't want their woman dancing with a beautiful woman many times, especially if they're insecure. You can dance with anybody else but her. And then you have the men. Some men will speak to you, some men won't talk to you. Some men won't talk to you because the assumption is that beautiful women are stuck up. Beautiful women are conceited. Beautiful women are too difficult. Beautiful women want too much. Beautiful women are high maintenance. And so because they have these preconceived ideas, or they have stereotyped me or a beautiful woman, they'll treat you like you're not even standing there. They won't say one word. They'll treat you like something wrong with you almost. Like you're a reject. All because you're a pretty woman. Okay? Pretty woman problems. Jealousy. I have gone through drive-through windows. They handed me my food. Hand me my food. And it could be, maybe she just don't like her job. But no. It's when you roll down the window and they see your face and they see your beauty and the service becomes terrible all of a sudden. Pretty girl problems. It's very difficult for a beautiful woman to stay in an apartment complex. I cannot tell you through the years how many times I've had a stranger knock on my door, a stranger man, because they know where I live and they've been watching me. And they see, because once they see you pull up in your car, what do? They watch you to see where she come from, where she live, where she go. Especially if you're a single, beautiful woman. We try to avoid apartment complexes. Pretty girl problems. Okay. There's pros and cons. You know, a lot of times I don't have to pay for my drinks at the bar. They're already paid for. Someone's going to come pay for them. Or I could be at a restaurant eating and the waiter comes to tell me, oh, your food has been paid for. I mean, those are great things. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. I enjoy those things. I do. But there's a group of women or people who assume that beautiful women get everything free. Not everything. A lot of stuff, yeah. Not everything. They assume that we get a lot of things free. They assume that things come easy to us. They assume that we don't have to work too hard for much. And so they treat us differently. Again, because of their preconceived ideas, the stereotypes that they want to place on us. And it boils down to pretty women, beautiful women being mistreated, unfairly judged. And I've had guys try to, and it's even worse if you're a beautiful woman and you're light-skinned. Then it amps up. Oh, it amps up. It amps up. So if you're beautiful and you're light-skinned, I've walked into stores or like, you know how you come around the corner and you bump into somebody? I've come around the corner and a woman would just stop and move out of the way so I could walk by. I've had men do that. I mean, but that's kind of expected from a man because you give a woman her space to, you know, you being a gentleman. But I've had that happen every day almost every day. I hit a corner, walking somewhere, people would just move out the way so I can walk. Not that they have to do that, but it's just how society feels about pretty women and beautiful women. You know, I was in a hotel, a restaurant somewhere, went into the ladies' restroom, and this woman's in there with her daughter or whatever, and she stops and she tells her daughter, look at her. See how she has her hair? See how she sees you? And the little girl just sitting there looking at me. And so I told her, you know, she was trying to tell her daughter how to dress and how to keep herself. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, if you keep your hair nice and you stay looking pretty, people give you free stuff. But along with that comes the preconceived ideas, the jealousy, people treating you mean because they think everything comes easy to you. Men following you. My daughter, she has had guys follow her from the gas station after she pumped gas. I had to get her all kind of protective gears, batons, stun guns, maces. I got her all kind of stuff. Pretty girl problems, beautiful woman problems. Then you have the beautiful woman problem where there's men that they don't want to take no for an answer. Men don't like being rejected. They don't like hearing rejection, right? And it's even worse when a gorgeous, beautiful woman does it. It's even worse. And so you have some men that become aggressive. They approach you aggressively because they want that. They're going to have that. And they don't want no for an answer. And so dealing with those kind of men when they approach you, it's a pretty girl problem. And if you guys have experienced any of these, ladies, type your response in. Pretty girl problems. I could go on and on and on. But I don't think it'll change, only because the way society views beautiful women as highly valuable. Anytime you see a man on a celebrity, 9 times out of 10, they have a beautiful woman. That's the MO. You have to have a gorgeous, bad one on your side, And normally, 9 times out of 10, she's going to be light-skinned, complected, pretty girl problems. That puts you at fronts with women who are darker complexion, and it's not anything that, we particularly did on purpose or intentionally. It's just how society has viewed and portrayed what they consider to be beauty, what they consider to be beautiful, what they consider to be valuable. But color has nothing to do with beauty. And so, dealing with the bias and the, ideas that beautiful women are difficult, or they are, picky or mean, or they're high maintenance. I'm not those things. I might can be difficult sometimes, but it's disappointing when a man sees me and they know I'm beautiful, but they treat me as if I'm not right upstairs, or as if I'm not down to earth, or I don't understand, without even knowing my background or where I come from. That's a pretty girl problem. So, fellas, take it easy on the beautiful, gorgeous women and the light-skinned women too. All of us are not rotten on the inside, or mean, or privileged, overprivileged, or thinking we're not conceited. All of us are not that way. Okay? Like I said, I can go in nappy haired, they still gonna see my beauty. I could have a mask on, they're gonna see my beauty. I don't know how. I think they have some type of detector. I don't know. And it's not just men. Pretty girl problems also come with women. I've had women approach me. I've had them tell me how beautiful I am. Da da da. I'm not into that. I don't go that way. And it doesn't even flatter me to hear a bisexual or homosexual or whatever woman tell me. That doesn't flatter me. It does not do anything for me. It kind of turns me off because I'm strictly dickly. So, pretty girl problems. It's sometimes hard for a beautiful woman to even be herself in character and personality, because people try to put you in a box when you're beautiful. And they try to limit your intelligence and your personality and your integrity. And that can be a hindrance to being social, to socializing with other people. You know, and of course there's always the jealousy. Beautiful women have to deal with jealousy. You know, we have to deal with, I want to say chauvinistic men, all kind of things. Pretty girl problems. Pretty girl problems. Men who think they can buy you. Because, again, the preconceived ideas. Oh, she's expensive. Only a man with money can afford her because she's this way, she's that way. You don't know how a gorgeous, beautiful woman is until you talk to her and get to know her. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't cheap by no means because I'm not cheap with myself. But pretty girl problems. Pretty girl problems. Pretty girl problems. Beautiful woman problems. It's been times I wanted to save money. And I'm like, okay, I'll move into an apartment complex. Or I'll move into, you know, a area, a neighborhood that most people ain't going to be trying to move into. Somewhere in a hood. I ain't going to say a hood, but, you know, not the best complexes. But even, it don't matter where I try to look. I'm like, somebody's going to be watching. They're going to make their way to my door. You know, and the answer is no. So even when it comes to the options we have when we want to come up with ideas to save money, to put ourselves in a different environment, pretty women, gorgeous women already know what they're going to have to look out for, what they're going to have to, you know, what their price range is going to have to be. Because of people in society and how they view beautiful women. It's times I didn't get a job because I'm beautiful. And they don't want a beautiful woman in the office or wherever. It's been times that I've lost out on opportunities. All because of somebody's jealousy or their idea of what they think I am. So, you guys, when you go, pretty women, this is an allegiance on Help Me Out Today. Okay? We in allegiance together on this thing. You know, it's just crazy. I had one guy, I was getting my car fixed at Maaco, M-A-A-C-O, Maaco. And I went to go check on my vehicle. And this Hispanic guy, he's like, oh, it's back here, let me show you. So I'm following him to go to my car. He's all of a sudden, I'm right behind him walking. He turns around and places his lips right on mine and just kisses me. This is at a professional business. I kid you not. It happened. I kid you not. And I couldn't really do nothing but laugh on the inside. And he didn't stick his tongue in my mouth, but he just had to kiss me. And he didn't just, it wasn't no, it was, oh, sorry, y'all. And then, you know, where's my car? And I couldn't go off on him only because I'm used to it. I'm not used to them just turning around kissing me, but I'm used to it as a beautiful woman. I understand how people have responded to me all my life. So how do people respond to you? What are the things that you see when you're out and about that people do consistently, all the time, all the time? You know, I was singing karaoke. And guys there with their women and stuff. And it was one particular guy. He just asked me, he requested a song. He wanted me to sing a song by Floetry. He wanted me to sing a song by Floetry. And he was smiling and he grooving. And his woman sitting right there. I guess they want a date. And she looked at him. I said, "Oh." I didn't have nothing to do with that. I listened to what he had to say. He made a song request. And I wasn't performing. It was karaoke. But I'm in pretty girl problems. He left his date hanging for a beautiful woman. That has nothing to do with me. But it causes other women to look at you. And you didn't do anything wrong. Beautiful women problems. Men want to own you. They think they own you. Ownership. I was pumping gas at a gas station. A guy driving by, two guys in a pickup truck. They stopped, backed up. One hopped out the truck, started talking to me aggressively, like he thought he was really gonna be with me, have me. And I'm like, I'm finna take this gas out of my car and pour it all over him and light his ass up. I ride with my 9. I keep my 9. I keep my 9 on me. You can call me gangster. You can call me protective. You can call whatever. I keep my 9 with me. So, beautiful women problems, pretty girl problems. If you understand what I'm saying, type in, I understand. I understand. We got problems, y'all. It's not as easy as you think. People think you have easy. You don't have it easy. We don't have it easy like that. So, that's my little spiel on pretty girl problems. Love y'all.